Hey everybody, let me just set up the iPad and get the goal going here. It prompts me to do this every time, so whatever. It's okay. Wish I could do this before the show, but it is what it is. The joys of YouTube monetization. Okay, I was able to do that before anybody came in. And as I always tell my audience, if you're watching this on the replay, you might want to fast forward through the first couple of minutes till YouTube can push this out and bring the crowd in. Hey, Kathy, it's crazy. And I didn't sleep well last night because I was worried about a YouTube issue. But I think I've got it fixed, and we'll talk about it later. Yeah. I just got back from the mailbox, actually. I need to put on the list, or I need to buy a different tripod for this phone so it's not like jiggly back and forth. I got to try not to touch it and just touch the iPad instead. But I have I think something could be getting ready to break on this. At least I'm hoping on the Nancy Guthrie case. Well, let's give it a few seconds or a few minutes here to let people in. Hope you guys are doing good. We will talk about that, but thanks for reminding me, Kathy, because I did go to the mailbox today. Hey, Lorraine, how you doing? Let's just get this pushed out there. Let's get early thumbs up and let's get some red hearts on the screen. Let's just let YouTube know that everybody wants to watch this. And then I'm going to have to be embarrassed later on in this chat, and I'm going to have to tell you that I made a YouTube goof. And I've been trying to figure it out for the last 23 days. And now I figured it out, so that's the glass is half full. I figured it out, and I can fix it. The glass is half empty is that for 23 days, there was an issue. There actually is, or there could be. I'll get into it in just a minute when we get some more people in here. I'm not a clickbait type of person. Like there's something happening right now in Tucson. And I hope that it's going to help Nancy, or at least help find her. 10 people in. Come on, just a little bit more. We will see. Time will tell. But it's definitely worth talking about. Come on, YouTube, push me out there. Let's get it up just a little bit. I hope you guys are all subscribed. I think you guys are. You guys are pretty much my regulars. Okay, 12 people in here. Come on. Am I too early? Is that the problem? Could I be too early? Well, let's just get it going. Okay. It is Saturday, April 18th, 2026. I'm April Davis, PI. I'm a licensed California private investigator here in Los Angeles, California. If you guys have been watching my live series on the Nancy Guthrie case and you watch the videos pretty regularly, you'll know that on Thursday, Savannah Guthrie made a very quick exit from the Today Show, as she was getting ready to interview actress Anne Hathaway. And then Hoda Kotb, I can never get her name right. My brain must be dyslexic today. She took the interview instead. I've seen the clip of it, but apparently at the very end of the show, Savannah came back. She just was there for a moment. They don't show that in the clip. They just show like, hi, we're getting ready to interview Anne Hathaway. And then it just cuts to a quick commercial. And then all of a sudden there's Hoda sitting in her chair. So we don't know why she exited, but all the internet sleuths go crazy and the news media goes crazy thinking, well, she must have got a very important phone call. And I didn't realize this until last night, but apparently she didn't show up to Friday's show either. But they're claiming like, oh, she'll be back on Monday. but something is going down. Now, in Tucson, there's all these rumors that either someone has been detained and the cops or the FBI are keeping it on the sly, which I don't really believe that because I think everybody would know within about 10 seconds. However, on the news in Tucson, they're showing the photos of a man. He's in my thumbnail photo. They don't know who he is. And supposedly, they want him for questioning. The police department, the Pima County sheriffs, they want this man for questioning in a shoplifting case. Now, why would a small shoplifting case be on the news where they're showing this guy? Like, it's very blurred picture. You can tell it's like surveillance video from like a retail store or something. But they've also got the guy's car. And apparently it is a black Dodge Charger. Now remember, if you go all the way back to week 1, and I know that's like almost 12 weeks ago, today's the last day of week 11, that the police were originally interested in finding a dark colored either Dodge Charger or Challenger. Okay, this case has been going on so long. Today is day number 77. I don't even remember the details about the Charger. Hi, Tricia. So, the guy that's the alleged, well, I wouldn't even call him a shoplifter or an alleged shoplifter, but someone in the Tucson area, in fact, in this Marana, remember that's come up before, Marana, um, they're looking into this man to identify him so they can question him about a little teeny shoplifting charge. But it's the lead story on the news apparently in Tucson. Now I don't live in Tucson, but that's what I'm hearing, that this is the lead story. And it just so happens that they also have a picture of this guy behind the wheel of I couldn't tell if it was a Charger or a Challenger, but people are saying it's a black Dodge Charger. And that was one of the vehicles that the cops were initially, like in the first few days of the case, they were interested in a man driving a Dodge Charger or Challenger. And now all of a sudden, they're looking for a guy who's wanted for questioning, just for questioning. They're not accusing him of being a criminal or a shoplifter, but he is wanted for questioning on a local shoplifting charge. Yes, I am still around the real David. Tithe Richardson, welcome in. Let's see. Hi, Catherine. Amelia. Okay, we're not going to talk about politics or religion today. We have 30 people in here, and they're here to watch information on the Nancy Guthrie case. And it is day 77. It's the last day of week 11. Tomorrow is week 12. I'm a little exhausted, Tricia, because I'm going to have to admit something to my audience later in this broadcast about how hard YouTube really is and how I thought I was starting to figure things out, but I was kind of down over the fact that I don't seem to be getting like more than 2 nickels for the views. Like something's wrong. And I keep checking and checking and checking to make sure my monetization is turned on. And it is. If it wasn't turned on, I wouldn't be getting super chats and I wouldn't be getting gifts and I wouldn't be getting memberships. And, I wouldn't be making my 2 cents a day on the long form content. And I think I've made in the first 23 days that have been monetized like 14 cents on the shorts. Like the channel cannot survive on the super chats alone. They're terrific. And your suggestion for the store, you've hit a home run, Tricia. That's all I can say. I don't know. I know you don't want me to thank you in every episode, but I'm going to thank you again. Something I've tried to buy for myself for 5 years during my disability, and it showed up in the mailbox today. And I'm gonna unbox it live for you guys. But apparently I was making some kind of an error when I was going live. And I kept telling you guys, people would come in at the end of the video and go, hey, I missed the beginning and I'm going to watch the replay as soon as you're off the air. I'm going to go back and watch it. And I'd be like, wait 5 minutes because I have to turn the monetization back on. And I'm like, when I was briefly monetized in 2024, early 2025, I don't remember having to run to a desktop computer and set something up on the back end. Like, I don't understand why, like, my metrics, my analytics, they tell me, like, well, since this video was published, which means after it's gone live, this is how many extra views you got, or this is how many extra subs you got, and this is the $2 or $3, or maybe even 50 cents that you've made on this after it was published, because they take the lives and now they upload them, they process them, they reprocess the chat, they turn on the super thanks button, and every view from the time you've gone off the air live now counts like a regular video. Now, the lives don't pay as well as regular videos, but I'm like, but where's the money when, especially if I do one on the weekend, like a Saturday or a Sunday, and I'll hit that X button to turn it off and it'll be like 1,500 people were here, 2,000 people came in. And I'm like, wow, some of my views are getting like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Like, but there's never an analytic that says this is how much money you made, unless I had a super chat or someone hit that little gift icon button, and I got that little GIF that pops up on the screen, and I go, "Hi, hi," and it's worth a penny. Um, if it's 100 of them, it's worth 100 pennies. Like, where is that money? What's going on? And I could look at it as the glass is half empty, and I hate myself. Last night I was almost sick. I almost cried because I'm like, okay, I've been on for 23 days since monetization. Not to talk about busting my what for the last 5 years and 4 months, but just the first 23 days. I'm like, okay, I'm happy with where it's going. We hit 2,500 last night. Yay. But why am I not getting paid during the lives? And I keep checking with YouTube, and they're like, yeah, as long as you're monetized and as long as you have all your buttons turned on, like, you got your super chats, you've got your gifts. If you're doing vertical, and you won't get your stickers, but you'll get your gifts and you can get your memberships. And then when it uploads, when it's done, people rewatch it and it's like a regular video now. But I'm like, where are the metrics on what I made for the views during the live? Well, guess what? Apparently, before every video, not after, like I've been doing, but before every video, I have to go to a special tab. It's kind of hidden in the back. It's like a little toggle tab. And I have to toggle it to on. And for the last 23 days, since I've been going live, I got monetized almost midnight, the 25th of March. So think about it. The 26th through yesterday, which was what, the 17th? That's 23 days worth of live views, and the little switch wasn't on. Well, you're not listening to me, Shauna. You got to listen to what I'm saying. I am a newbie, and I've had all kinds of medical issues that have almost killed me. The fact that I'm functioning and I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you now is nothing less than a miracle from the man upstairs. But I goofed. And I didn't realize that even though YouTube said I was getting my pennies, they said it's only about 20% of what you'd get in a regular video, but still, when I'm talking till I'm blue in the face and my throat has been sore for 3 days, my vocal cords are getting sore. And I'm like, how much longer can I do this so that, after the video uploads and processes, I've made 50 cents? Like, what is going on? And I even did a deep dive on Reddit, and other people were saying the same thing. Like, I don't understand. I'm going live every day and I have 1,600 people and I was on live for 3 hours and my totals were 0. Well, I didn't have, Trisha, can you believe this? I didn't have the monetization tab. Apparently, unlike doing a long form content where it's just there, and when you upload the video, it's there, on a live, You have to turn it on every time you hit go live. And that's why when the lives were done and I'd go over to my computer and I would look at YouTube Studio, I'm like, how did that button get turned off? I'm monetized. What's going on? Well, Jay, that's me trying to look at the glass half full now. Hopefully, this switch will fix the issue. You don't want to be wasting your time, especially after 5 years and 4 months. And this is not my first go around. And I'm like, I'm so proud of myself after, I mean, you know how many times I've almost literally died between the time that I lost that monetization the first time and the time that I got it back? And I basically had to start all over again. And for all these past videos since May 26 that are in the live form, I was getting nothing. Zero. Sarah. If it wasn't for Sarah, there wouldn't even be a check coming at the earliest May 21st. So I did something, like I don't remember having to do that the first time I was monetized. And occasionally I would go live, but I was doing mostly long form content. But are you serious? Like, I mean, I'm trying to be like, well, now at least I've discovered this, but I feel like today, April the 18th, now 24 days into remonetization, that, thank you, Sarah, I am basically starting all over. Now, luckily, the super thanks, the super chats, the memberships, Trisha suggesting the Amazon wish list. It's actually working. I've waited 5 years. I almost cried today at the mailbox. Sarah! I can't even keep up with it, man. And the other night I got very discouraged, and you were like, April, please don't quit. Keep going. But I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Like, how come when I look at the analytics, it's just figuring the super chats and these gifts. Thank you, my friend. Not necessary, but that first check, most of that's going to be from Saraf. And I thought, many YouTubers survive without this. Like, you've got to get the views. And I'm like, I've had like hundreds of thousands of views on these Nancy Guthrie videos. Hundreds of thousands, but most of them didn't count because it was before I got the monetization back. So I understand that they don't back pay, but now I've got even more views coming in. It's not happening. And apparently, by activating this little button, and that's why I got to tell you guys what I did. I'm so sorry. Have I lost track, Sarah? Just in case. There you go. So maybe it's an extra one, but you deserve it, man. Uh, like I'm literally starting from scratch. And I think I went on the air at 2:01 today. So for the last 20 minutes, you guys are watching a live stream that is actually monetized. Like, I literally last night, I almost fell over dead. I almost cried. I got up, I went into the living room, I looked at the computer, and I was just 4:30 in the morning. I'm sitting at my desk like this with my head in my hands, like, and my animals are looking at me like, what's going on? Like, you should be asleep by now. Like, is it breakfast time? And I'm just because I know around 6, the cat's going to start her morning screams. That she does that for about an hour. She's got food, she's got clean litter, she's happy. But for some reason, about 6:30, when the sun is rising, she goes berserko. And I'm like, oh my God. And I've got to get back on the air as soon as possible. And all this stuff is starting to break now on Nancy Guthrie. And I'm like, well, at least we'll have something to talk about. And do I tell people what I did? Sarah, I want to wrap my loving arms around you, man. How soon can you get here? Um, Okay, Trisha, see, I like that you look at things as the glass is half full. She says, well, on the upside, you figured it out early in the game. It could have been 6 months later. I know. Hi, Kellyanne. Oh my God. I didn't understand. Oh, hi, Jane. Didn't see you come in. Sorry, my friend. Like, why is YouTube asking me to turn this button back on when I go off the air? I plan to go out in the field and do lives like I did at the Brady Bunch house. There's a big coyote issue now, and you can see them running around the city like in the daytime. And I'm like, oh, that would be cool to go out and film some of that, show you guys, like, yeah, this is LA, a big city in the middle of the daytime. We got 12 million people, and look at the coyotes running through the streets. But I thought, but then I'll have to drive home at 100 miles an hour to turn on the monetization in case people come in after the fact and they want to see the beginning. Like, something is wrong. And I'm researching it and I'm reading the same stuff over and over and over again. Like, yeah, your monetization is turned on. But apparently, for these live streams, which has been just the Nancy videos alone, I think there's something like 63 because I did my playlist yesterday. And I'm like, oh my God. And that doesn't include the Duggar videos. That doesn't include the Adam Walsh video. That doesn't include the video I did yesterday. And by the way, I did a deep dive into that one yesterday. There's a lot more to that. If you saw yesterday's video, there's going to be a part 2 on that. And there's going to be a long form eventually because that is a crazy situation. Suraf, starting all over and you'll win. You know what? I feel like a big giant L. You know that song? Actually was friends with one of the drummers from that band. What is it? Rockstar. What is that band? Oh my God! I've known the guy for years. He was a drummer for the band. Now he works for Dwight Yoakam. Uh, One of my favorite songs. All Stars, the song. What is the band? Oh my God! I got to look this up right now. See, this is what happens after all this medical treatment and chemo and x-rays and CAT scans and um, Smash Mouth. That's what I'm trying to think of. Smash Mouth. Very good friend of mine. One of the drummers from Smash Mouth. And in the song, All Star, they say about the person having a big L on their forehead, like, loser. I just threw my microphone. Uh, oh, geez. Trisha, can you take somebody out for me, ma'am? If I were, I would just tell you guys because I'm that transparent. Everybody is welcome here. Ah, you are not an L. You are a huge W. Well, thank you, Sarah. Sometimes, I learned this during my cancer survival ship that I call it my survivorship. I realized that the compassion from strangers is sometimes greater than the compassion you feel from friends and family that you've known your whole life. You have a delay, never fear. Yeah, the first 23 days, and I'm not even counting the 25th because that happened at 10:36 at night, and then I had to go into the back end. I had to make sure everything was turned on, and it was. And they kept convincing me, but because of all this, and the reason I'm bringing it up, depending on how long I'm on and where you're watching in, where you're watching from, and how long you stay in the live, you may see, and I won't see it on my end, but if somebody sees it on their end, please let me know. You might, during the live, see a commercial or two. Not in the amount that you would see on a long form content, but you might see something like an ad. It's called Google AdSense. So if all of a sudden you guys that have been watching me forever and you're like, I don't understand like why I'm seeing this. Let me know in the chat if while you guys are watching, especially my regulars who come in here all the time, if you see an ad. and you don't have to watch it. You can skip through it if you want. I mean, yeah, I make more if you watch it, but we're in a live. I know you don't want to miss anything. So do not fear appears in all the old texts in every religion and culture. Do not fear. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Saraf, you're just too much, sir. I'm telling you, if it weren't for you and some of my other regulars in here, I wouldn't even see a check at the earliest May 21st. And I'm like, I love it. I love the fact that I've now become April Davis Platt. I'm 65 or older. I'm not even near 65. This is a senior citizens group that somehow got my name as April Davis Platt. The cards and the letters are still coming in. I've received over 30 of these. I went to the box today because, thanks to Trisha, as long as we're here, my regulars are here. I want to show you this wonderful thing that has happened. And I'd like to thank him, but I don't know who he is other than his Amazon name. And unless he gives me permission and I can verify who it is, you know who you are, man, if you're watching. This is going to help me when I have to do a video from my desk. I'll still have to use my Wi-Fi's on the long form, or I mean on the vertical lives, but this will help me tremendously on videos that I have to make from my desktop. I've waited 5 years for this. Yeah, don't do that, Trish. I'll be getting mail for the rest of my life. ah, I could cry. Oh my God. It has been the best birthday ever. But, you know, that's why when people come in here and they say stupid shit like and excuse my language, but yeah, it's stupid shit. People come in and go, oh, when did you go from a man to a woman, or you're a gay woman, or you look like a man. Yeah, maybe I do after all that my body has been through with all the cancer drugs that I've had. Yeah, I'm not as cute as I was when I was like 20. How many decades ago was that? If I were any of those people, I would just tell you because I'm that kind of person. Everybody here is welcome. But if you start talking politics or religion or, uh, reminding me of this turkey neck, or you don't like my teeth, well then you don't need to watch. But now all these knuckleheads that have come in for the first day, I'm getting paid for them. So to all my mods that are here or will watch this later, remember, just take somebody out for 24 hours. Thank you, Sarah. You look beautiful inside and out. You know what? Hugs, man. Hugs. And what is my favorite flavor of ice cream? You know what? I don't have a favorite flavor, Richard, because I eat yogurt. Um, but thanks for asking. I mean, I can't answer it because I'm a yogurt eater. In fact, I bought a yogurt today with this, and I had a free upgrade to a bigger size. So, you know, still doing the coupon living. uh, Butter pecan rules. I don't know if I've even had that flavor. We are not talking religion, and so Trish, can you do me a favor? Sorry, Rock 4Y, you're going to have to be taken out. I mean, I think you would probably be able to tell, like, if you watch my videos. Let me get to it. Let's see. Timeout. There you go. Oh, we did it at the same time, Trish. Thank you. Well, you did it first. Thank you so much. Hey, it's YouTube success. There's pros and there's cons. But I prepared and I've worked harder for this than anything in my life. And I feel like a total, you know, my song, that, all-star song from Smash Mouth, the lady with the L on her forehead, loser. Like, how Could I have made a mistake like that? And then, but I felt a little better when I went into a Reddit. I went down the Reddit rabbit hole. Can you believe that? And there was other people saying the same thing. Like, and one guy, and he just used the initials because he doesn't want to get banned from Reddit, but he was like, "Oh my f god!" Like, I didn't know, and I'm like, I've been trying to figure this out because the analytics are saying the live you made zero. Like, what? And I was just seeing most of these lives, I've had a few super chats, so it'll say I made something, but for the views, you made zero. And then when I'm done and it uploads again, then they start the counter all over again. Like, well, now you've had another 100 views and you made 20 cents or like what? Like, how am I going to expect a check every month if the videos, even the ones that took me 2 to 3 days to make, are making $1, $2? Like, what am I doing wrong? Well, I'll have to remember to do it. So when I start every video now, somebody's going to have to come in here and go, hey, old lady, did you remember to turn off your notifications? Did you remember to go into the back end of your settings and toggle that switch to on? Hey, Kelly Alley, Kelly number 3. Where's Kelly? There's Kelly Ray, who's not here today. She probably doesn't know I'm live. She doesn't get the notifications for some reason. And then there's Kelly Ann Sullivan. And now we have Kelly number 3, Kelly Alley. Thanks for coming in. So, yeah, I don't know why this was happening. And I feel so stupid now telling you guys, like, hey, I think I've even told you, like last night, hey, you're just coming in and you missed it. Go watch the video again in 5 minutes, like, so I can turn it back on. Well, I wasn't turning it back on. I was activating it for the first time because when YouTube was like, oh, yeah, it's on, like, you're making money, like, all the stuff. Can you imagine? I started this Nancy Guthrie series February 2nd. I didn't get monetized until midnight the 25th of March. The money didn't start rolling a little bit until the 26th, but just in little teeny increments. But then every now and then a super chat or a membership or a gift, and I'm like, hey, this is all adding up, And then the store, I mean, I want to cry right now, but I don't want to get emotional in front of my viewers. Like, you have no idea. Like, I've had my eye on this for 5 years. And it comes to me from a total stranger. And on that wish list, I've got things on there that are $3, $4, $5. None of those items have come. The soda, the socks, and the microphone. And I just think we put this up like what, a week and a half ago? Like, Trish, you're amazing. Um, you are right, Jay. I think YouTube makes small changes every once in a while. They do. There's so many changes in just a year. But now, everybody, I got it figured out. Hello, TC. Where are you coming in from, my friend? Um, Everybody give me a thumbs up. I got 46 people watching. Smash that like button. Hit those red hearts. And I I did notice that only about 36% of my viewers are actually subscribed. Now, that number's slowly rising, but that means there's 64% of you that are watching me on these lives that are not subscribed to my channel. And last night, I shockingly hit, in fact, I'll go check it again right now. I'll have to go off the screen on the YouTube, but I hit 2,500 in the middle of the night. I never thought I would hit 1,000, more or less 2,000, and that was just a matter of not even a month ago. I think I'll have to look on my back end of my channel, but now I'm up to 2,505. So if you guys are watching this and you're not subscribed, and you obviously are, enjoying my videos because you guys keep coming back, please subscribe and please hit that bell icon. I like your stream. You deserve. Thank you, Richard. Uh, let's see. Who else have I missed? I'm sorry. Sometimes I go off on a tangent and I just ramble, but thank you. Richard, are we related? Richard Davis? Because I'm April Davis. Everybody, make sure that you go to the super chats that were sent over by Seraph and you give him a thumbs up as well. I don't think I missed anybody, but if I did, I apologize. Welcome in, everybody. Wow, I already hit the 10, and it's not even 30 minutes, or now we're at 35. I should have checked the timer when I hit number 10, but now they can just come in generically. You can increase the sub count by making the lives where subs only can comment. Oh, okay. I've learned two new things today. Because remember, I figured this little snafu, which is a major, in my opinion, a cluster F. Like I pinched myself, like I must be having a nightmare. Because I'm on so much medication between well, I'm not on the cancer drug anymore. That was discontinued in October, last October. But between the bone pills, the blood pressure pills, the heart rhythm pills, the AFib pills, like it messes with your mind. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm having a dream. Like this is one of those dreams. Like I have these dreams almost every night where I can't find my purse, or I can't find my keys, or I can't find my card. I'm stuck somewhere, and I try to like dial somebody on the phone, and I have that dream over and over and over since I started cancer treatment. Like, where's my car? It's like that movie, Where's my car? And so I'm thinking, no, I'm dreaming. I'm hallucinating. That's why I had to get out of bed and sit at my computer and really like think this thing through. Like, did I really do that? Did I really not know that before each live, I have to go turn on that button every single time? And I know some days I'm going to forget, but that means, since I started all this, that's why most of my income is just coming in from the super chats or the memberships. And I only have a handful of memberships. Most of them I just gave away for free. Um, Unbelievable. But then I go, you know what? At least I got it figured out now. And now I can fix it. Instead of fretting over it and complaining and venting over it, I'm going to fix it. So today, welcome to my channel where I'm starting over for the third time. You would think you only need to turn it on once. Exactly. Um, you can also cut down on the trolls by doing that. At least they have to sub to troll. That's a great idea. I got to figure out how to do that, or I can limit the chat to people that are actually sub. I have no idea how to do it, but we'll try to figure it out. So while you guys are watching, especially my regular watchers that like to watch the video from beginning to end, let me know while you're watching this if you see any ads. Apparently, there's not as much ads on the live streams as there are the regular, videos, or the live streams after they're finished and they upload as a regular video. They say it's only about 20% compared to like a regular video, but there should be pre-roll ads, mid-roll ads, and in-roll ads. And I don't put those in. YouTube just does it automatically, and they should be rolling. But I guess it depends on, if somebody there's a lot of people that just come in and out during a live and they're here for 5 or 6 minutes and then they're like, okay, see ya. And, they're gone forever. Or they come back the next day or the next video. Thank you, Regina. This is my Disney cap. And yes, I have done a lot of work in my career for companies like Disney, but this was not a gift from Disney. This was a gift from somebody else. But I love it too. To turn on your subscriber only mode on YouTube, go to the live control room in your YouTube studio, select your stream, click edit, live chat, and under who can send a message, select subscribers. Okay. But I have to do it during the live, right? I'll have to go into the back end at studio. Yeah, I'll figure it later. But I like people coming in, but maybe that'll help more people subscribe. We'll have to try it. I could do it during the live. Let me hit the settings button. Chat filter. All messages. Okay, I know how to do that. And I don't want to hit a button here that I don't know, and all of a sudden I lose you guys. So, oh gosh. But I have to do it on studio. Trick to limit income if you forget, which is easy to do. Uh, hello, V Miss. Welcome in. Yeah, almost am embarrassed to tell V Miss to go back and watch the beginning of this and see what stupid thing I did for the first 23 days of monetization. Uh, I'm a little tired over everything that I just discussed. But let's get back to Nancy Guthrie. Yeah, it. I gotta let my blood pressure calm down. But we're gonna look at the glass as half full now and not half empty, and we're gonna move on today. I got 41 people watching. If you guys have not seen my Nancy Guthrie missing person true crime series, I actually have a Nancy Guthrie playlist that's just dedicated to her. You know, when you got a free moment, go to that playlist, just hit that play button, and you can just watch all the videos from top to bottom. There's 63 videos, I think, in there. Most all of them are live, but there is one short mixed in there, and there is a live form content or a short form. Nope, let me try that again. A long form content on the suspect list. But there's two things that are actually going on with, well, actually three, because you had the disappearance of Savannah on Thursday. Like right before she was going to do probably the biggest interview she's done since her return to the Today Show. Nathan. Thank you, my friend. Then she didn't show up on Friday. And they were just like, oh, well, she'll be back on Monday. She didn't have a scheduled day off. Remember, her co-host, he's been on vacation lately. There's something going on behind the scenes there. And Hoda, who retired in December, she's been there more than anybody because the Savannah Guthrie thing happened. And they're like, can you come in and just fill in for a few days? And it was like, a month or something. And then as soon as Savannah gets back, her co-host, he leaves. And then they got to bring Hoda back. Now they had to bring a backup to a backup because something happened. Uh, something happened at the end of Thursday's show. And everybody thinks that she got called offset, like she has an earpiece on, and they have some sort of a code word they put in her ear, and they cut to commercial, and she was gone. And now she's not going to be, but she did come back at the end of the show, but they don't show that in all these clips. It makes me mad. I saw the clip like where she was getting ready to interview her, then they cut to the commercial, and then all of a sudden, like, she's gone, she doesn't come back, but then they said she was there for the last minute or so. But then Friday, oh, well, you'll see Savannah on Monday. No mention as to why. Like, what's going on? And then this news breaks last night. Two news stories. Well, one broke last night and one broke this morning that the cops were back down in Rio Rico, Arizona. Now remember, that's where our friend little Carlos, not Carlos Sr., who is the registered sex offender in Tucson, but little Carlos Palazuelos Jr. is what we're calling him. Remember, he lived or lives with the mother-in-law in Rio Rico. That's where he got detained on the side of the highway with his wife. They were in his wife's car. His van was broken down. His white van was broken down at his mother-in-law's house. And he was like, what did I do? He was never arrested, but he was detained by two different law enforcement agencies for 5 hours. Well, something was going on last night in Rio Rico with the cops. And these weren't Rio Rico cops. These were, I think, Pima County, or it could have even been the FBI. Nobody seems to know, but that brought his face into it again. And I'm like, I will just break down into tears if it turns out that our little friend Carlos is somehow absolutely or possibly involved in this for real. Like, because I think I know why they pulled him over. And I think the guy is probably innocent and doesn't have anything to do with this. But remember, it's a 500-piece puzzle. We, the public, we only have 5 to 10%, which means we got 25 to 50, or we got 25 to 50 pieces of a 500-piece puzzle. But something was going on in Rio Rico last night. And today, and maybe it's just coming out in the reports today, but there's been all these news stories. Maybe it came on the news last night. Maybe it was this morning. But in Tucson, all these news stations are like, hey, can you identify this guy? The guy who's in my thumbnail. You'll have to check out the thumbnail after this video. Like, we're looking for him to question him regarding a shoplifting case. And everybody's like, why would a shoplifter in Marana, Arizona, which is about 25 minutes northeast of Tucson, and by the way, that's the place where Dominic Evans apparently lives with his wife. Remember our friend Dominic Evans here, his relation and connection to Tommaso Cioni. What's going on in Marana? Why are they looking for this man who drives a black Dodge, either Charger or Challenger? What's going on? Yes, I remember. Makes you wonder what they had to get a warrant for Carlos. Actually, they never had an arrest warrant for Carlos. They had a search. Well, yeah, they did. They had a search warrant, but it wasn't an arrest warrant. His mother-in-law's house was searched. The little delivery guy, and I think he could have even very easily been to Nancy's house before as a delivery person. B Miss says maybe about the DNA, and someone said she's off on Fridays. Savannah was way overdressed on Thursday. You know what? I don't remember what she was wearing, but I noticed she has those little librarian glasses that I think she looks very cutie in them. But I'm an old lady. What does it matter? Leanne, howdy, my friend. Tricia says, I believe he was checked out in the beginning because he was seen in the area the week it happened. I think that goes hand in hand with the last people that see the victim. Yeah, I think he was in the area too because he works for a third-party delivery company. Besides that DoorDash that him and his wife do on the side in the evenings, Monday through Friday, he drives into Tucson all the way from Rio Rico to do third-party delivery that involves Amazon, possibly UPS and FedEx. And so he delivers in that neighborhood probably all the time. The people there, they have money. They can just order stuff online, have it brought right to the door. Plus, he has the same name as his father. And remember, the first week of this case, the sheriff's department actually they were looking into a list of all the registered S offenders in the area, and his father of the same name, I don't know if they have the same middle name, but the father, who I call Carlos Senior, Carlos Alberto Palazuelos, he had he is a registered S offender involving an offense involving a minor age girl. Uh, so they were like, oh, S offender, and then you have this delivery guy whose phone they have pinged in the area, and he's got the same name. And he even said on like a subsequent interview, like, maybe they had me mixed up with my dad. Like, and then he even asked his mother-in-law, like, well, does he have a criminal record? And she was like, oh no. And she goes, well, when he was, like he was younger, but no, he's fine. And and then the shock, the look of shock on his face told me that I don't really think he's involved, but like I said, I don't have all the pieces of this puzzle. I'm not investigating this case. I'm reporting it to YouTube, to my audience, and I want this case to stay relevant, even when most people think this case has gone cold. I don't think it's gone cold yet. We're not quite there yet. 50 people watching, only 34 thumbs up. Wow. I love the glasses being missed. Now, those same glasses or similar glasses don't look so good on Annie, but on Savannah, like, wow, I could never wear something like that. But you know, it looked good on her. I thought. Um, I think she's looked. People say she's looked a little thin. She's looked a little haggard. I think now that she's in the hair and the makeup and the wardrobe chair, every day before she goes live, she's looking better, and she's smiling. Uh, but underneath all that hair and makeup and wardrobe, she's a wreck. I mean, I would be too in her shoes. Um, Tricia says, I was floored to find out that every contractor in that neighborhood wasn't talked to the first 30 days. I know. Even if they had nothing to do with it, they would be aware of things going on. Exactly. especially with the suspicion on that house at the top of the cul-de-sac with the construction workers that are reportedly there from Mexico. You're right, Tricia. As long as the DNA is being tested, a case isn't cold, in my opinion. Uh, B Miss 5, yeah, she looks good, though. I think she looks great. Uh, and somebody earlier, I missed the comment because I was talking about what went wrong with the channel, but someone said, have you heard, or what about the husband? So I must have missed that. Whoever said that, I was going to say, in regards to what? Do you mean Savannah's husband? Whose husband are we talking about? I had missed that earlier. I meant to get back to it. I apologize. So now the police, or not, it's not actually the Tucson Police Department, but it's actually in Marana, but the sheriff's department. Well, it's Marana. I keep saying the Spanish pronunciation Marana because I didn't know, but I guess in Arizona they use the English pronunciation Marana. It's like LA. There's San Pedro, you know. Uh, so in Marana, they're looking for this guy, and there's a picture of him, but it's kind of blurred because you can tell it was taken from like a store surveillance camera, probably. It's probably like a Walmart or a Target or something like that, and they got a picture of this guy, and he's not even been named as a suspect, but he's been named as someone that they need to question regarding some shoplifting. But it's like the top of the news, and it happens the same day that the lab in Florida, the day after the lab in Florida realizes they can't get something out of their mixed DNA, and now they got to forward it to Quantico, where it should have been from the start. We all know that. We all agree on that, uh, because they have access to equipment that other labs don't have access to. Not that that lab in Florida is bad, but all that DNA should have been in Virginia from the start. But yes, the DNA is still being tested, and as long as new tips are coming in and DNA is still being tested, the case is not cold. Now, is it cooler than when it started? Absolutely. Hey, Sue Brock Schmidt. When I'm done with this, you may want to go back to the beginning. And embarrassingly, I admitted to something very stupid that I did. And it kept me up most of the night because I was just like, I had to literally get out of bed to say, are you dreaming, April? Did you actually really do this on YouTube? Like, one of my settings wasn't right, and I wasn't getting paid for my live views. It's been fixed. It is what it is. So you guys that are here from the beginning to the end, if any ads come up, which they should at some point, apparently they don't come up as much in lives as they do in long form. But if you see an ad, you know, when it's done playing or you skip through it, let me know you saw an ad. Someone was saying that there are 5 labs testing stuff. That's a lot of evidence. Wow, I hadn't heard that one, but I could believe that. VMIS, remember the sleuth YouTuber took the call from the unstable guy. Oh, I know who you're talking about. So Sleuth went fighting with a camera at the lake, and he was coming on today. He set a time. He never came to it. Oh, you mean he didn't go to? He had a pre-show or an announcement on a like I'm coming live at this time, and he never showed up. Okay, that could be anything, I guess so. And I don't watch him regularly, but I did see a little bit of that, as you call it, the unstable guy. Um, Trisha says, VMS, I watched him at the lake. The water was awful filthy. Ugh. They're saying maybe the FBI is talking with him. I heard that too, that the FBI may be talking to the unstable guy. Um, I doubt he got anything useful, says Trisha. Um, he was set to show the footage of the underwater. Okay. Yeah, I mean, anything is possible, but I'm not taking that guy that we just talked about seriously. Just because in my job, I deal with, like, celebrity stalkers and harassers, and some of these people are complete mental patients. Like, they are mental patients, and they've just, like, got out of, a mental institution or something, and they live this whole fantasy life, and they really believe, like, what they're saying. Like, I don't think that guy is a pathological liar. I just think he totally believes the point, and it's just like it's making him so emotional, and it's just like he just can't even survive. He's just gonna explode because he has all this information and he wants someone to hear him, but it's in his mind. But he doesn't know the difference between reality and fantasy, probably. Um, I don't know. Someone dissected his story and they said there were some major things that did not fit in where he was saying they did. Yeah, his father was involved. His father's been deceased for almost 20 years. His brother, who was a little kid at the time, was involved in Lockerbie. Like, didn't happen. Unstable guy for sure, but now we are thinking probably YouTuber has been asked in to speak um too because there's so much. He showed ring cam of the guy who he says is his brother this morning. Didn't see that this morning. Trisha, right. I believe he makes what he is saying I believe he believes what he is saying, but that still doesn't make it a fact. Absolutely. I had a guy like that on a celebrity stalking case, and it was huge. It became a federal case. It was big. Most of these cases don't become federal cases, but it was actually in federal court. And the guy went to a famous senator's office and sat outside of his office next to his door and unalived himself because he was so distraught over nobody believing him about all these fantasies. And there were a lot of celebrity women that were involved in that case, and I can't talk about it because I was involved in it, but, you know, the guy totally believed everything he was saying. I even had conversations with the guy, but I knew immediately. I knew as soon as I picked up the phone within the first sentence, there's a problem with this guy. And, then he was like, "Oh, can I send you some mail?" "Oh, sure, okay. I'll be happy to I'd like you to read some mail." "Okay." And these big packages, big FedEx envelopes just full of, like, this stuff that nothing made any sense, and everybody from Oprah Winfrey to the Clintons to, like, it just kept going on, and I'm like, "Oh, boy," one of these. And when I heard this guy the other night, and I don't even watch that YouTuber, but I'd heard about this guy, and I watched him for, I kept, like, turning it off, but then I'd be like, "Oh, I better listen to this," and it was just rambled and rambled and rambled for, like, and I knew in the first 1 or 2 sentences, like, "Oh, okay, yeah, this guy's just bringing this guy on for clicks, I guess." Oh, yeah. Venus, his realtor pics looks like porch guy. Oh, wow. You mean he looks like? Because I know the guy was a former realtor in, like, Central California, and he looks like porch guy? I think I have a very top suspect in my mind who I'm not mentioning here that I think looks an awful lot like porch guy, and he needs to be checked out. Um, so yeah. I mean, it doesn't it if they're talking to people like him, that kinda tips me off that they don't have anything. It was kinda like when the Ramsey case happened, and about a month or so into it, uh, might have been even a little more than a month, the police and the district attorney had this big press conference, and it was, like, all over the world. All these news agencies were there, and they were like, "We know who you are. The umbrella of suspicion is shrinking." And as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh my god. The authorities in this case, they don't have a clue, and they're trying to lure either a suspect or a witness out by fear-mongering, like, 'We're watching you. We know who you are. We got you.'" And I thought, "Oh," it was what I call in my business, it's called a dog and pony show, where they have this big thing to announce, but they don't actually have anything. So if the FBI or the sheriff is looking into strange guy, they probably don't have much. You know, The fact that the lab in Florida couldn't extract any DNA from that mixed sample that they're working on, that's a worry. Because the FBI, now that's being forwarded to them, that's like a last resort. Like, hey, we failed. Maybe you can get something. And maybe Savannah wasn't there on Friday because maybe they have decided that that's going to be her day off because she's going through so much off camera. Maybe everybody, that's why I didn't talk about Savannah the first day that that happened, because I said in my subsequent live, I don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill. Maybe she had to use the restroom. Who knows? We don't know why she got yanked from that interview at the very last moment. I'll have to look at the realtor photo. Huh. But I could see why he's not a realtor now. And he's on some sort of as he says, some sort of psychiatric disability, I believe. If you think about it, where would a mixed sample be most likely taken? With what we know, my money is on the doorknob, and that could be impossible to sort out. Yeah, I don't know, because now they're saying they sent hair and part of a bed sheet or something. But that could be separate from this, whatever this piece of evidence is that's been forwarded to the FBI. This is not something new that they just went into the house and got last week. This is something that's been at the lab for almost 12 weeks in Florida. Authorities don't make announcements about suspects. Yeah, exactly. Well, remember though, they left the frame to the Nest doorbell cam still on the door. They didn't take that, even though you know Porch Man has touched that, and they didn't take the doormat. I can't make this up, people. And then 20 hours later, before the FBI even got there, Nanos releases the crime scene, and you've got the pizza man and the Amazon guy and the U.S. Postal Service delivering the mail into the mailbox and touching things, and all the press going up, right, and YouTubers and boots on the ground. Everybody's going to the front door and taking their pictures. Even Brian Hinton was up there, like taking video. They're all trespassing. They're all doing it. They all did it. That's why the public was able to see the blood, because all the people on the ground was like, oh, I could just walk right up to the front door. And supposedly there was some kind of tracks past the front porch, but those are all disturbed because all these people, hundreds of people, are walking up to the front door. Unbelievable. The house should have yellow tape around it, and the police should be there 24 hours a day. And if you cross it, you're going to jail. 20 hours from the time the cops got there till the time the scene was released the first time. Unbelievable. And that means the family had access to the house. And remember, according to Ashley Manfield, the son in law, according to her top secret law enforcement source that's at a high level, that's probably a federal level, it's probably somebody in the FBI, just saying, said that the number one suspect, not the number one person of interest, but the number one suspect was the son in law. But yet he's been in that house. They're the ones that called the cops to say, hey, she's missing. They were already in the house. And 20 hours later, the house is unsecure and they've got the keys to the house. Like, I can't make this up. I can't make this up. Well, 38 people watching and 38 thumbs ups. Has anybody in the last 64 minutes, I know not everybody's been here for the entire length of the video, but did anybody see an ad? Because I got everything turned on now. So let me know if you've seen an ad. Tommaso and others are still in and out of the house a few times a week. Yes, because there are streamers still out there. The police are being nice to them. Hi again, Panda. Yes, no matter where a hair from the son-in-law is found, he can always say it happened when he was searching for her that morning. Absolutely. Pamela says the son-in-law took Nancy. She is unalive. He's hiding. We don't know that. Everybody here is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Yeah, Kathy says she hasn't seen any ads, and she was the first one in here. But I do have it turned on. In fact, I'll look right now just to make sure. Let me check my buttons. Oh, I can't go into the setting button while it's live. Hmm. Chat filter. All messages. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, anything is possible, Trisha. Anything is possible. Now I'm wondering because now that you guys, especially Kathy, who's been here from the very start, says she hasn't seen any ads. And I hear that they don't run them as often in the vertical lives as they do like the long form content or the playbacks on the lives, like the replays. That it's only about 20% of what you would see in a regular video. But I've got that button turned on and I've had, quite a few people. It doesn't give me a total until after I close out the show, like how many people came in during the entire, from beginning to end throughout the show. Right now we got 42 people, 42 thumbs up. And thank God for our new friend Saraf. 10 super chats. That's incredible. I just, I thank everybody here. Uh, everybody here's contribution. Nobody's contribution here is too small. Like, thank you so much for coming in and watching these videos. It's been a little stressful, Panda, to tell you the truth, just because I realized that I might have goofed something. Well, I did goof something in the settings, but then I did go to the mailbox and I picked up this. Yeah, Trisha. I know you don't want me to keep saying it, but without you, I wouldn't have got the 4-pack of the diet ginger beer from Bundaberg in Australia. I wouldn't have these cozy Puma socks that I'm wearing, and I wouldn't have got over 30 some pieces of mail that's still coming in for my birthday. Like, who would have ever thought that I'd be getting, I think it was from a song in the 70s. Someone said, and I can't remember who it was, but someone said, getting cards and letters from people I don't even know. This is wonderful. Um, B misses, yeah, I wondered why you didn't ever have ads, but you know what? It is turned on now for the lives. Um, but I don't know why nobody's seeing it now, especially you people that have been here since the beginning, like Kathy and Trisha, some of the regulars that come in from the beginning, because they should be rolling the beginning or the mid-roll ads at least. Not as often as in a regular video, but oh, thank you, Panda. It's my whole birthday month. My birthday was on the 12th, but I'm celebrating the whole darn month. 5 April, all I require is your firstborn. I don't have a firstborn. Oh my gosh. Uh, Bill Campbell, like a rhinestone cow. Glenn Campbell. Do you mean Glenn Campbell, the country? The guy that was on all those variety shows like in the 70s, and he'd come out in his horse, getting cards and letters from people I don't even know. You're I-9 bingo, V Miss. Maybe it only shows up on the replays. It's supposed to show up during the lives now that I have it turned on. It is Kiki. Oh my gosh. Let me look at my content on my YouTube studio. Oh, this is playing live, so it's not going to show up on that side right now. Monetization. Yeah. Yeah, boy. Because if I'm doing something wrong again, there should be a few ads. And I did turn it on. I did turn it on at the beginning of this video. Let me go over to, let me look at it on the iPad. Let me look at the settings button. It's just giving me my chat. All messages. Oh, I'm sorry, Jay. She says it's her birthday today. Well, happy birthday. I don't have an insert ads button. I have a monetization toggle that I had to turn on before the show on the back end in what's called advanced settings. I had to turn on the button. And apparently that's what I didn't have toggled on before. And I have all messages. Oh, there's fan funding. Okay. Let me turn that back to all messages. So I can just show fan funding. I want to show all the messages. Hey, Heidi. Well, Trisha, maybe you can help me figure this out, honey, because I did have to turn that on in the settings. There's something called advanced settings. And at the very, very beginning of the show, I had to toggle that button from off to on. So there should have been a few. Now, if you're only here for a few minutes, you might not see it. But most of you guys, my regulars have been here from the beginning. And obviously the super chat is turned on, or, Saraf wouldn't have been able to send the super chats, and somebody sent me a jewel. So I don't understand now that I have all this stuff activated. You guys are going, I don't know what she's talking about. But Trisha, and this is a vertical live, and apparently it does pertain to vertical lives as well. Display ads while streaming. Pre-roll ads play automatically while mid-roll ads can be placed at intervals of 60. Hey, Miss! Send a flower. Thank you so much. Pre-roll ads play automatically, yes, while mid-roll ads can be placed at intervals of 6 to 30 minutes. Let's see. And I'm on studio. It just shows me my latest published content which was last night's video. And I might have to contact YouTube on the back end. And now that I'm a monetized creator, I can reach them and say, hey, for some reason, my viewers weren't seeing the ads in the vertical lives. And so I had to go to the back end to advanced settings, and I had to toggle that switch on. But I'm not, I wouldn't see them on my end probably because I'm talking to you guys live. I would see them after the fact when I play it back. But, I probably should just to be, I don't even know what word I'm trying to say, just to be sure that it's working. Because I haven't seen, well, I wouldn't see it on my end. Now, I'd probably see it on the replay on the iPad because I'm seeing what you guys are seeing on the iPad, where on the phone, I'm just like, that's how I'm recording it is on my cell phone. But I did turn it on. Use the live control room in your YouTube studio on your computer. I'm not on my computer. I'm on my phone. To turn on ads during a YouTube live stream, use the live control room in YouTube Studio on your computer. You can manually insert mid-roll ads by clicking the insert ad icon in the top right-hand corner. Yeah, but I can't see that on vertical lives. May have to be on a computer. You mean they said though you can do it? Let me walk over to the computer. That you can do it during a vertical live stream. You just have to turn on that tab on advanced settings. So, oh, see, now I think I need to invest in a new tripod to hold my phone while I'm recording. I'm turning it on, Trisha. Everybody just stay tuned. I'm in my YouTube studio on my desktop now. I'm clicking my live tab. And it says April Davis is live. Okay. Options. You in live control room. This would be weird. Like I'd have to do this every video. I'd have to come over to the computer. Okay, I found the live control room button. Says automated ads help you earn more while optimizing the experience for channel members. Okay, we know that. Now would be a good time to insert ads. Creators earn more money inserting ads. The more viewers are watching, give it a try. Now, how do you turn this button on, though, when you're vertical? Hello, Christina. Do you see the ad icon in the top right corner? Yes, on the desktop. On the desktop. And I just did turn it on. It says ads inserted, learn more. Well, but it says it works with vertical streams because I'm seeing myself. I'm seeing what you guys are seeing in the phone, what you guys are seeing on your end. I'm seeing it on my computer, like I'm watching it back in the background. And it says I've been live for 1 hour and 18 minutes. I just had 2 ads. Okay, so Trisha, hugs, but how do we do this, especially if I'm going live and I'm not in my home or I'm not at my desktop? I'm doing vertical from my phone. You're saying that I have to go to a desktop computer during the live and turn it on. Yes, I do. CBS Radio. Yes, Heidi. That did it. But if I want to go live on my phone in the field, meaning outside of my home, how do I turn on? Can that button only be turned on, Tricia, from a computer? Evidently. So while I talked about this for an hour saying how stupid I was, and to turn on my monetization on the back end, which I did, as you do the settings, you put the thumbnail in, you put the title in, you put the location in. I put the description in later. They just give a basic generic description like here, click this to become a channel member. And then I add my regular description later on the back side. but I don't have that button. Maybe you only need to do it once. Now on every video now, I'm gonna have to go into the advanced setting tab on the cell phone when I'm getting ready to go live and turn on the monetization. It is, but I'm feeling like an idiot because I've been talking for an hour and apparently you guys haven't seen one ad. Kelly, you're gonna have to see this from the beginning. This is just an unbelievable mess. I would have called you last night just to talk about it if it hadn't been the middle of the night. But then I realized I need to talk about it with someone who's got like a YouTube channel. Because like my friend Kermudge, he's got so many viewers and so many subs, like 40, 50,000 subs or whatever, that when he does his lives, he just does it horizontal from a computer. Um, I am a YouTube idiot, VMS. I really am. Especially after all this work that I've done to get to this point and to think that I don't even know how I got to that tab on my desktop, to tell you the truth. Um, it says automated ads help you earn more while optimizing the experience for YouTube members. I know. And then there's a button on the top right-hand corner. It's a dollar symbol in a circle. And that's got a little plus mark now. Since you sat down at the computer. Well, you probably haven't been here for as long, Bemis. Not everybody sees them. Oh, but people go live all the time. Like these guys that go out in. There's some guy I watch. I can't think of his name. He's an African American in Philadelphia, and it's wonderful. And he goes out at night, like in the middle of the night, and he's driving around Philly. And I spent a lot of time in Philly as a child because my bestie from California, who I met on the Gulf Coast, moved to the Philadelphia area. I spent a lot of time there as a kid. And to see it all these decades later in the middle of the night and there's hardly anybody out there, and he's like driving around. There's people in LA that do that too. But I know LA in the middle of the night because I've worked it for 35 years. But it's really interesting to see this guy. And he doesn't go, he doesn't make long form content videos. He just drives around all night long and does this, and he's able to turn it on. Um, and I know he's not driving around with a desktop computer in his car. Um, Heidi says, I saw ads already and I just came in. Kelly, you just came in. Did you see any ads? Kelly Ray? Because we have 3 Kellys here today. Did you see any ads, Kelly Ray, when you came in? Yeah, the guys out at Nancy's that are the boots on the ground, they have ads. Yes, you saw some ads when you just came in? Oh, but see, here's what I don't understand, Trisha. 54 people in. Everybody give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Help me figure this out together because I've been monetized for 23 days before this and wasn't getting a single penny on these lives except for the channel donations and the super chats and the gifts. No, there's not an ad blocker. Oh, you're talking to another person in the chat. Uh, so I walked over with my camera. I sat it down at my desk. I turned it on. But how would I do that if I was out driving around like the guy from Philly? Or there's couple guys in LA that drive around all night long and they chase the ambulances and the fire trucks and they go where the fires are and where, the action is happening in the middle of the night. And those people are making a ton of money or they wouldn't be driving around at 3 a.m. And like they don't have a desktop computer in their car. This is live. How's it going, Maxim? Huh. How do I do this, Trish? if I'm not at home to sit at a desktop to turn that button on. Because I did turn it in the advanced settings, because that's what you have to do on the phone, and I had not been doing that. So I thought by turning that on, hello, Jeannie. I thought that that would turn it on. No, we're trying to solve a technical issue, 13, because I've been doing this for nothing, apparently, since I got monetized. I've only been getting AdSense on the playbacks, but not on the lives, and that's where all you guys wanna see me, 'cause we wanna talk about the most up-to-date information on the Nancy Guthrie case or whatever other case we're talking about for that day. So, how do we turn this on if I'm not in front of a desktop computer to turn on that button? That's what I wanna know. And this is telling me that I've had 55 concurrent viewers. I've got 53 right now. I've had 1,160 views, now 1,178. My average view duration, I'm seeing some red hearts. But how do we turn this on, Trish? Just on a vertical from a mobile device. When I did toggle the button, and I even went in there twice to make sure it was on, and it was. Because the desktop is not set up the same way. I could understand if I was doing this live from the desktop that I'd have to turn that little button on the top right-hand corner. But when I'm just going from the phone and I'm out, out and about, how do we turn this button on? Under privacy and security, tap ads, add privacy, app suggested ads, turn allow app suggested ads on or off. There is no privacy and security on the vertical live on the cell phone. Mm-mm-mm. Whoever suggested earlier when I said I think I'm gonna have to write a note to Amazon or Amazon. I have Amazon on the mind because of that Amazon package today. I'm going to have to go on the back end on Studio, and I'm gonna have to chat with somebody who actually works at YouTube, like, not an AI robot, but a live person, and say, "Hey, why is this not working?" Under privacy and security, tap ads. Don't see anything like that on the mobile. There's no button like that on the mobile device. Let me tap my settings button. This says chat filter, community moderation, and automatic chat translation. Um, I have live chat on. I have live chat summary on. Message delay is none. Blocked words or community defaults. Okay, this is just all about how I handle you guys' chat. Thank you, YouTube. This is disturbing to me because I really do want to get out and about and not be stuck in this apartment amongst these same four walls every single day, especially when the weather gets better. I'd like to be out and, you know, s- see the world and show you guys some of what I'm seeing. Um, I have to be able to, that's why I hit that monetization toggle before I started the video, before I actually hit go live. I turn that on. There are three dots top right for me. There's a gaming button down there. Don't know what that is. There's my goal. Let me see that. We already did the goal, but apparently it still works after the goal. And I can go from live chat to top chat, which I can set on the computer or on the phone screen. And I have it set to live chat so I can see everybody's messages. But there is no security button or the three dots on the vertical stream. So I guess that's my next question, Trish. I thank you for letting me, or telling me how to turn it on the desktop. So we can always do that while I'm filming from here. But I need to know how to do it when I'm just doing vertical, because all these YouTubers that go out and do these vertical live streams, and they're just, they got thousands of people coming in a night when they're out on the streets. So like, wow, if I were young, I would do the same thing, but I'm not young. They have to be getting paid for that besides their super chats. Nope, don't have three dots on the top on my end, miss. Not at all. Mm, 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 mm. Where my name is up on the top. Can't see my name on my end. I'm going to hit some of these little buttons on the side, so if we accidentally get cut off, this is why. Okay, I know how to do that. Retouch? No, we don't want to retouch. Microphone, that's the sound. I can turn on the sound. I can mute it. We should be looking at the cell now. I'm looking at the cell now. But maybe if I tap the live button at the top. The dots are phone only. Yes, I do. Mm-mm. There's got to be a way to do it before I hit that go live button, because I did go into the settings and I did turn on in the advanced settings, I turned on that monetization tab. But then you guys were like, but I'm still not seeing anything. 53 people. That's amazing. Everybody give me those red hearts. Hit that thumbs up. I will get this straight now today, even if I have to send a live message to a live rep and say, hey, I've been monetized for now it's 24 days. And apparently, my ads weren't playing. And how do I do it from a mobile rather than just a desktop? Because I turned it on. Trisha helped me turn it on from the computer. So it is on now, but it was turned on via the desktop, but it needs to be turned on via the mobile device. Yeah, I can't explain that, VMS. Oh boy. That's a separate thing, Kelly, because then it's uploaded like a regular video. We're talking about during the live where all the thousands of views are coming in. Those weren't being monetized. Yes. Trisha, that's perfect. She turned it on the computer. She wants them on when she is doing the cell only. Absolutely. And I did go to the advanced settings button and I did turn the monetization on. The only button that I didn't turn on would be if this was a promoted video. And I'm not big enough to do a promoted video. I haven't had any companies that have come in saying, hey, will you do a promoted video? And then I have to disclose that. So then I would have to hit the promotion tab. But even when I turned on the monetization button, you guys were not seeing the ads. And they won't run as much as a replay video or a live or a long form content. But they say it only plays about 20%, but there should be at least 20% of the ads should pop up. Hello, change needs to come. TX Mopar, hi. Yes, because I watch the guys at Nancy's every night, and they have ads just on their phones. Exactly, VMS. Exactly. And I've been starting to wonder, like, why am I not getting paid when all these, especially on a Saturday or Sunday, I might have a couple thousand people come in during a live, and they may not be here for the entire live. Most people are in and out. They got other things going, other channels they're watching. But like, and I can't just do every single live from inside my house. I'd like to go out in the field and do live sometimes. And I'd like to be able to turn it on and not have to carry like a laptop computer that doesn't have any internet in the field and, find a hotspot. And there's got to be a way because there's so many of these YouTubers that I watch in the middle of the night on vertical lives and it's running. Hey, Jane. Good night. To access privacy settings on the YouTube mobile app, tap your profile picture. Select settings, gear icon, and then tap privacy. Yeah, I can't see my picture right now because I'm recording live. To access privacy settings on the YouTube mobile app, tap your picture, select settings, gear icon, and then tap privacy. I might have to do it when I'm off, when I'm not on, and just turn that on permanently. There's got to be a way to turn it on like once and then make sure every time I go live that I hit that toggle. Because I've hit the toggle, but I haven't been able to turn this on so that it stays on. Maybe I don't have to do it every time. Maybe I just have to set it like one time. Okay, I'm hitting the settings button on the desktop. Automatic for mid-roll, yeah. The monetization is turned on. It says it's automatically set for mid-rolls. And I'm not using OBS, so that's not an issue. It's disturbing because I'm just kicking myself like, oh my God, how did I not know this for 23 days? Yeah, I have 2,500 subs. It's not a sub issue or a watch issue. I have plenty of hours. Yes, it's a lot to learn and it's constantly changing as change needs to come says. It's constantly changing, change. Yeah, when I go off the air, I'm going to pretend like I'm coming live again and see if I might even do a test live later. But let me contact YouTube first, and then we'll see what's going on. Thank you for coming in, Jay. I can always count on you. I know you're not feeling well today. I'm sorry. I hope you feel better soon. Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of information that I gave in the earlier part of the video about Nancy Guthrie where, things may be starting to happen. But we don't know, Once again, we don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill. Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't want to like leave the video when I've got 49 people watching. Have you guys seen the new playlist that I put together, the Nancy Guthrie playlist? I made an announcement in the community tab post, but I don't know if people are really looking at that post. Yeah, happy birthday, Jay. I'm sorry you're sick on your birthday. Change needs to come. Thank you, Change. Yeah, I hit 2,500 last night. Now I'm like, wow, there's only 36% of the people watching are subscribed, so I got to get that number up. And Tricia, you gave me a good suggestion on how to do that. But let's figure out how, besides turning on the monetization toggle in the settings before I come on live, let's figure out how to make sure that the ads are running without having to go to a desktop computer to turn them on. because all these YouTubers that are out in the middle of nowhere, or they're in their cars and they're driving around at night, they are not doing this from a desktop. They're doing it from their cell phones vertically. And they have got to be making money, or they wouldn't be losing sleep every single night out there, chasing fire trucks and ambulances. And there's got to be a way to turn it on. Squeakers and Mama, welcome in. Good for you. Well, I just know what I have been told by other channel members. Good luck. I enjoy watching you. Thank you. I enjoy having you here. So Trisha's saying there's a privacy setting that's on my avatar, but I can't see an avatar while I'm watching you. So it must be something that I have to access before I go on the air, besides what I've already accessed. Because now I turned on that tab, and even though I turned on that tab for monetization during the lives, nothing was happening. YouTube, why? Thank you, Texas. It's TX, but I'm just assuming Texas. Yeah, check out the icon settings on the mobile after you close. I will do that. And I'm also going to send a letter through, not a letter, but a chat through, I'm going to contact a YouTube rep, an actual live rep. Now that I'm monetized, I can speak to a live rep, not by phone, but by chat, and see, what am I doing? Prior to hitting the go live button on the mobile. Exactly. But I was able to turn it on the back end, at least on the desktop, while you were telling me to do that. So thank you. Yeah, I'm losing my voice. I've been going live. I'm like, I've been losing my voice and talking till I'm blue in the face, and it's not counting for anything other than meeting all you guys. No, I'm already monetized. Change as far as I have enough subscribers and hours, and all my monetization has been turned back on May 25th. But for some reason, the lives, that I was only getting the AdSense in the playbacks, but I wasn't getting it during the lives. And I realized that there was a little toggle switch I had to turn, but apparently that's not enough. Trisha says, yes, the change, the new rule is you have to have 50 subs. Oh, that's good to know. Even for like the non monetized channels, you have to have at least 50 subs to be able to go live. Oh, that's good for people that are just starting out. Good to know that. Well, that's because I'm still live, Kelly. You can't watch the beginning of the show when it hasn't uploaded to YouTube yet, because it's still going. We're still filming. So if that makes any sense. Sunrise VR, hello. And am I the only person that heard about this shoplifter guy that they're looking for on the Nancy Guthrie case? Well, it's not even on the Nancy Guthrie case. See, that's the thing. They're just in Tucson. They're like, we got to find this shoplifter guy, or we need to question this person regarding a shoplifting case. But not that he's a person of interest in Nancy Guthrie, although apparently he drives a black Dodge Charger. But hey, we're not, we're just here to talk about, we need to question him about a shoplifting case. And it's on the top of every news station apparently in Tucson right now. Why is that? Why is that? Yeah, that's all out there now. His picture's in there. And he does have what looks like a Dodge Charger or a Challenger. You could just see part of the hood, and it looks like it's black. That same type of vehicle was seen, I guess, in the area of Nancy's on the early morning hours of the crime. So we'll figure out why that is. Does he have anything to do with anything? And then there were rumors last night that the police already had a person of interest detained, not in custody, but detained. I haven't heard about the shoplifter either, but haven't looked around much. Yeah, that's just come out today. Hey, hello, Colleen Sandy. Welcome in. Leanne hasn't heard about it either. Yeah, when I'm done here, you can see it on the replay. And while you guys are watching the replay to get all the most up-to-date information, I'm going to be talking to YouTube going, what's going on? Because apparently hitting that little toggle switch to say, yes, I would like to be monetized during my live, since thousands of people are coming in, hello. I mean, it won't make me rich, but they say it's about 20% of what you would see on a long form content video. So, I mean, but right now, 20% of zero is zero. So, yeah, let's figure out why the live form, the live streams are not seeing monetization until the playbacks. Don't say that. Please. Oh my gosh. I won't answer to that name. Just telling you, Trisha, I will not answer to that name. Now, if somebody wants to send me some mail under that name, okay, they're putting it in my box. That's all I can say. They're getting a big laugh about it over at the P&B. They're just cracking up. Oh, I just heard the little ding ding. You probably didn't hear it because I'm on a Wi-Fi, but there was I have a metric clock, and it just went ding ding. That means somebody just subscribed. But it only goes for every 10 now. It doesn't, after you hit 1,000 on that, it doesn't ding ding for every subscriber. It only goes plus 10 or minus 10. So, yeah. Change needs to come. I enjoyed my short time here. I hope to see you all again soon. Me too. I hope to see you too. Have a great rest of your day and weekend, everyone. Well, thank you for coming in. Change needs to come. And change definitely needs to come. It's so fitting that you came in during this live. I do have Chat GPT. VMIS. Yeah, I'm going to have to look at that settings button when I'm off the air. And then you said to hit privacy and to turn the ads on there. Because there's got to be a way to do it in the field, especially some of the YouTubers out there. They just had they were just shooting with their phones. They're making six figures, some of those guys. There's got to be a way to do it. And why doesn't YouTube explain all of this? I never had to go through this BS the first time that I was briefly monetized, and I knew less of what I was doing then than I know now. But, it's like being a newbie all over again. And for some reason, people don't want to watch the long form. They want to watch the lives because this is breaking news, so that's what I'm going to do. If that's what's going to make you guys watch, then I'll do it for as long as I can. I will ask my YouTube question in there. Oh, you mean in Chat GPT? If any of you have X, please help get April's channel out there by sharing it out on X. Yeah, or if you even have Threads, which is a similar form of X. Chat GPT is so easy to understand. Yeah, I actually have the app in my phone. Oh, Jamie James says I got to go make some tacos. That's one of my favorite foods is authentic Mexican tacos that you can get on every corner here in Los Angeles. And I'm not talking Taco Bell. I'm talking authentic Mexican food. It's the best. I love it. Oh, you'll keep me on. Okay. Thank you, Jamie James. Yeah, so nobody here heard about the shoplifter guy. Hoogie Bear, welcome in. Is the rumor true that Nancy Guthrie was a witness in a medical theft case? I have no idea. That's the first time I've ever heard of this. Tricia says, not so fast, Jamie. I'll take 2 tacos. 2 steak tacos. I'll take chicken since I can't eat beef anymore since my cancer treatment. But yeah, chicken tacos. Colleen says she wants a taco with green chili. Bemis says, yes, it's amazing. Yeah, tacos. Oh, that sounds so good. And some rice and beans and the best. And you know what would really go good with it, but I don't have any more, is a diet ginger beer. I already drank all 4 of them. And I put them in my Vons shopping cart, and it said that they're out of stock. It always says that, out of stock. Like, what can I do? It's so hard to get diet ginger ale or diet uh, root beer in this town, and there's like 12 million people here. Ugh. And there is a specialty soda shop that probably has some of this, but it's like, an hour away from me because, LA is an hour away from LA. It's my whole life. It's been my career. How could I be a Hollywood PI if I wasn't in Hollywood? you know? Yeah, I'm not a desert rat or a country girl. I'm a city girl and I'm a beach bunny. Although with this disability, it's kind of hard to get to the beach. That's the only sad part. At least I can smell the beach when the afternoon fog comes in at the top of the Hollywood Hills, and I'm like, ah, the beach. Tricia says that's how Diet Dr. Pepper is here. I've never had that because I can't have anything with caffeine. The people are just so rude to buy it all up, and I know it's very popular. Jamie James says, "Send me your taco orders. I'll take 2 chicken tacos, Jamie, with a side of rice and beans. And if you really want to just go out of your way, how about a couple of nacho chips with some fresh guacamole with real Mexican cheese and cilantro? Absolutely, Trisha. It's not authentic Mexican without the cilantro. Just saying. Now, since we've had this conversation, Trisha, and I appreciate you so much, but we still have to have this. Oh, now I've got to go back and get the hype button now that I moved across the room. Hold on. Yeah, I had it at the coffee table where I was filming. So for the gift, Marcia, you sent a sunshine. They make diet caffeine free, Dr. Pepper. I didn't know that. Thank you for the jewels. Los Angeles is so high with the cost of living. Yeah, but I wouldn't make my living in Florida or Alabama. And I spent a lot of time there as a child. Wouldn't make my living there. Of course, you want to be by your kids. I understand. All right, you're in Alabama too, Bemis, right? Yeah, I used to live there when I was a kid. I'm not from there, but I lived there. I lived all over the place, actually, because my dad went, wherever the Navy was. He wasn't in the Navy, but, you guys who know me, he was a defense contractor. And there was always like, a submarine base or a Navy shipyard or a private shipyard, anything to do with Navy ships or submarines. Thank you, Tricia. Listen to Tricia. She knows more about this than I know. I know how to be a detective. That's where my skill lies. That's what I am. But apparently, I'm not that successful as a YouTuber yet because I still don't know, even with toggling the monetization button, thinking now I'm finally making the difference. It still wasn't working until I came over to the desktop and I turned on this little live button that has the dollar symbol and a plus sign. And I clicked that, and you were like, okay, don't touch anything. You did it. But now I have to figure out how to do it from the mobile device. when I'm going vertical live because I don't have enough viewers where people would even watch me in a horizontal live. I got to do it vertical because that's what YouTube is pushing it out because they send it out to the shorts tab, and that's how people catch on to it, and then all the vertical lives just pop up. So, and I think because it's YouTube, they probably have the reps available, 24/7. I hope, and usually they get back to you pretty quick. But I'm going to try what Trisha says first because there's got to be something else that I got to activate before I turn on the live button. So if you see me later, it's just because I'm testing things. And I might say that, April Davis PI uh, chat test. So if you see that, come in and say, hi, I see you. And this is what I can see or what I can't see. Yes, Alabama. What area? I am the one with the dad who retired from Martin Marietta. Yeah, I did a lot of work in the 80s for Lockheed when I was like so young that I looked like I was 12. And I was out at all the top secret locations, but I never went to Area 51, just saying. Um, and I really didn't. Gold Girl 9. Hi, everyone. Hit the thumbs up. That helps. It sure does. Thank you, Gold. Welcome in. Yeah, this was all supposed to be about Nancy, but it's a good thing that instead of being embarrassed and shy about it, that I just admitted that I have another YouTube issue and we got to get it fixed. And I thought I had fixed it before I went on, and then we weren't going to talk about it for more than 5 minutes. So, we have another Brenda Carberry. You're from the UK. Just subscribe. Well, thank you, Brenda. I didn't see you come in, but I saw Bemis say hi, Brenda, and I thought it was Brenda, my cousin. But this is the second Brenda, so we have two Brendas now. Where in the UK are you? And those of you that watch from cells, please remember to hype the stream after it's uploaded. Yeah, apparently you can only hype a video for like 7 days, and then it doesn't allow you to hype a video. I've learned that. And I appreciate all the hypes because apparently I've been getting quite a few of them. I saw that on the back end last night. But apparently turning on this, I'm not going to beat it into the ground like beating a dead horse, but apparently like turning on that tab on the advanced settings before I go live is not enough. And I'm not always going to be near a desktop computer to be able to hit that button. Heck, back before I was monetized, I went live once from the hospital bed and I had 800 people come in and I just came out of anesthesia. It's hysterical. I can't watch it though because I don't want to see how sick I was. It was awful, actually. You're from sunny Manchester. Well, welcome in, Brenda. Yeah, for those of you just coming in, make sure you're sub. Make sure you hit that the bell icon so that you'll get notified when I go live. Make sure you hit the thumbs up in the lives. You can always tap the screen for those red hearts, or I think that's whatnot. When you tap, there's got to be a little button you can tap, and the smiley faces or the red hearts come up. But make sure that you go into my playlist. And I now do have a separate playlist just for Nancy Guthrie. I mean, she's also in the true crime tab and she's in the news tab because a lot of these things are breaking news or news updates. But now I'll have to figure it out, Trisha. And like I said, if you guys see me go live after this live, it's because I'm trying to figure it out. You are about to get storms there. It's sunny almost every day here. But a nice storm would be fun. We had a little one last week. Very unusual for Los Angeles. People hear thunder and they're like, everybody's online like, oh my God, what was that? I thought a truck hit my building. Yeah, I've got a Disney hat. I got a lot of hats. You know what I need though, since I'm such a baseball person, and I do have to go see my baseball later, but I need a new Dodger hat. But they're so expensive now. There was a rotation 20 miles south of me, but nothing formed. Oh, wow. Okay, JCC. We're not even going to have that here. There we go. Oh, boy. Thank you, Tricia. I think we were both hitting the button at the same time. Thank you. Thank you for taking care of that, my friend. What would we do without Tricia? Trisha and Saraf have got to be my two biggest cheerleaders here. Just saying. Oh boy. So none of you guys heard about the guy that they're looking for in Tucson regarding shoplifting. But yet he happens to drive a black Dodge Challenger or Charger. Hmm. Seems to me at the beginning of the Nancy Guthrie case, they were looking for a young man who drove a black Charger. Very interesting. You just do the live. I got you out here. Button. Thank you. Check Amazon. Oh, I will. Thank you. Well, let me go. I don't want to disconnect from the desktop now because I'm scared. I don't want to turn anything off. I'm like, oh my God. Because it's more comfortable for me to sit at the sofa and be able to see the TV and the door and the window and the animals. It kind of hurts my back to sit at this desk chair for too long and everything is behind me. Um, have they detained someone? I heard a rumor that they did last night, but I don't believe it's true. I just don't believe it's true. Okay, somebody told me to check Amazon. And for what? I'm lost here. Oh, oh, you mean to check the wish list? Is that what you mean? Like everybody go take a look at that? Thanks for reminding me to say that, Miss, if that's what you're referring to. Kelly says, I have fallen asleep twice trying to watch this. I think I'm going to take a quick nap and then start back watching. Okay. You can always see the playback. Your rest is more important. Okay, Justin has just come in and says they did, but let them go or let them go. Who is them? Justin, do you have some information for us? Asmogate, you're so cute. Well, thank you. Yeah, where'd you hear about this? Oh, Trisha says Amazon's wish list. Yeah, please do. And the most expensive thing on that list has already been purchased, and I'm going to open it tonight. Where did we hear this, Justin? I heard a rumor last night that someone had been detained, but they weren't saying who, how, what, when, where, all that. But I heard that they were in Rio Rico again. And that like went, whoa, everybody went, Rio Rico? Not little Carlos, please. Gold Girl, I saw on Sluice Live the other day that a guy named Richard spoke about how he believes the guy is his brother in the Nancy case. Yeah, yeah, but Richard seemed to have some issues without saying anything further. No, for my Dodgers hat. Oh, I gotta have a Dodgers hat. I've been an Angelino since I was 3. Yes, we saw that gold, and we believe he believes what he says. Yeah, just like the stalkers that believe everything they say, and they're just like, "Please listen to me." Ah. You know, I knew it within the first 1 or 2 sentences. Like, oh boy, one of these. I feel kind of bad for the guy, but if they don't have any viable suspects, I'm sure they'll check it all out. meaning the authorities. Nothing's going to come of it, but Yeah, apparently his deceased father of near 20 years is involved as well. This is how long this has been planned. Oh boy. Well, FBI is talking with Richard. That's what I've heard today, MZ Paula B. Or Miss Paula B. That's what I've heard. Everything's worth a shot. But yet, my credible tip that I've called in twice, no FBI agent has contacted me. And I don't expect that they will. Stephanie Hernandez. Hello, my dear. Welcome in. My childhood best friend growing up was named Stephanie. I'm sure he raised some red flags, Paula. Yeah, I think so, Trisha. Uh-oh. Trisha, can you hit that? If I do it from here, since I'm not in front of my iPad now because I had to move to my desktop, um, it'll shake the camera every time I do that. So thank you. This is just baffling to me. Like, to find out what I found out last night, that the button wasn't toggled, but even with that toggled, it still didn't bring the ads until Trisha suggested I go to the desktop and turn it on that way. But there's got to be a way to do it before the video. So I really need to get on the horn to Amazon, or not, why do I keep saying Amazon? YouTube. I'm sleep deprived, people. Like, the sun was rising and I hadn't gone to sleep yet, like a vampire, because I was just like, oh my God. Oh, I have a delay. Okay, thank you, Trisha. Calm down, Lady Platt. Oh, stop that, Trisha. That's just so friggin' funny. I mean, and not even including the mail that I got today. Let me just take the baseball mail out. By the way, except for the Boston Red Sox, I haven't heard from any of the teams on the baseball mail. Um, there's like a whole stack of them in this. That came in a group. And then there's all of this, plus what came today. Like, what is going on? But I appreciate the mail because I love getting mail. But, you know, I'm April Davis, or I'm April Davis PI. Please, whoever put that out there, take me off those lists. So, Richard says his father faked his death. Oh, I hadn't heard that. 30 people can't be wrong. Yeah, it's over 30 now. I've lost track. Remember, I guess who said it? It was the Glenn Campbell song, Rhinestone Cowboy. Getting cards and letters from people I don't even know. I can't sing. But thank you. It means the microphone, like, and the socks and the Bundenberg, which I'm already out of. I'm having a withdrawal from the diet ginger beer. There's not even alcohol in that because I don't drink. Oh. Hey, Will Byers. Yeah, I guess at some point I'm going to have to get off here. I hate to leave the chat when there's 45 people in here. But we met the super chat goal in the first, 30 minutes because our friend Saraf came in. Now everybody else is like, oh, I don't need to push that button because Saraf took care of it. What would we do without Saraf? I wonder if they are thinking the PI is a PL. I don't know. A lot of people in lives, they say, welcome in April Davis Pie. And it's just like, that would be like seeing a doctor's name, an MD, and calling it Mid. Like, oh, welcome, Dr. Mid. Oh, jeez. I mean, most people get it, but how did it happen? 30 sometimes. Can you imagine if it starts happening at Christmas? And also, it's from a senior group, but I'm not 65 yet. I'm not anywhere near 65, but that's okay. If somebody wants to send me a card, I don't care how old you think I am. But it's also for people that suffer from chronic depression. I've almost died like 8, 9 times in the last 6 years. I'm not depressed. I mean, I appreciate the sentiment. It means the world to me, but It's just like, I can't make this stuff up, people. This has really happened, as did the soda, the socks, and the microphone. And then our new friend Saraf coming in from Tel Aviv. What a sweetie. Yeah, I like pie too, especially around the holidays to have just a small slice of pumpkin pie. We never had that as a kid growing up. My mom never made that or bought that. But as an adult, somebody introduced me to pumpkin pie, and I was just like, "Whoa, this is so good." But now I could just have a small wee piece. You know what? I don't think I ever had that, Trisha. Yeah, I think in my family growing up, my parents, or at least my mother, she was more of a cake person. And when we lived in the South, there was pecans everywhere, like literally in our yard, and we'd go pick them up. They were good. That would be really long to say April Davis, comma, private investigator. It's a legal designation that I earned to have behind my name, because when I was just a PI in training, I could not use that PI designation by my name. I'd get in big trouble if I did. And I couldn't start a business or advertise a business. I had to work for other licensed PIs and professionals. So, I mean, it meant so much after, like, 8 plus years to finally be able to put it behind my name. And then it took another 3 years to actually start April Davis Investigations. But that doesn't fit on a lot of things, especially like bank cards. They're like, "Oh, we can't put this on. Can you shorten it?" And then they'll say April Davis Invest. And like, no, just put April Davis PI. My husband is one of 11. He hates cake. Said every time he turned around, there was a birthday cake. Uh-huh. Well, I thank you everybody for coming in. Like I said, I hate to sign out when there's this many people, but I need to get a hold of YouTube, not Amazon, YouTube, and find out uh, why the ads were not able to activate via a mobile device during a vertical live, especially even hitting that monetization toggle. It wasn't enough. So I'm gonna figure it out. Patricia, thank you for telling me to go to the computer and at least turn it on that way in studio. That helped a lot. Couldn't do it in the iPad, but I could do it on the desktop. But there's got to be a way to do it in the phone before I go start now, next, now, live, 3, 2, 1. There's got to be a way to set that prior, even with the monetization toggle on. There's got to be another setting on the back end. So I'm gonna go try to figure that out. I appreciate all you guys that have come in. I hope you're all subscribed. Only 36% of you are subscribed. Make sure everybody's subscribed. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and I will see you probably sooner than later while I try to figure this out. Good night, Heidi. Good night, Trish. Thank you, everybody. Love you all. See you soon, probably.